So very good afternoon, one and all. We are learning the subject of antenna and wave propagation, and we are going to study today the numerical on the chapter number 1, that is a uniform plane wave. The subject is antenna and wave propagation, but we are solving the numerical on the first chapter, that is nothing but uniform plane wave. Even though we are on the second chapter, but still many numericals are left. So that we will continue today also. So these, what you can say, the numerical are from the Dr. Sachin D. Roykar that I have referred. So note down the numerical number 1. The electric field intensity in a free space is given by. The electric field intensity in free space is given by capital E is equals to So note down the numerical number 1. The electric field intensity in the free space is given by capital E is equals to E is equals to 20 cos in bracket 10 raised to the power 90 minus beta z bracket close AX volt per meter. So in this case, the electrical intensity is given, which is in the free space. Okay. And the equation is related to your angle, phase angle, along with the other parameter. This equation is nothing but the wave equation. Okay. So what you need to find out by getting this equation, that is nothing but you need to find out the direction of the wave propagation, the wavelength, the frequency, and the time period. Okay. What you need to find out? Direction of wave propagation, the wavelength, and the frequency, and the period, time period, you can. So how we can start? Just note down here. What is given you? The given thing is nothing but the equation. E is equal to 20 cos 10 raised to the power 90. E is equal to 20 cos in bracket 10 raised to the power 90 minus beta z bracket close AX volt per meter. So what you need to write out before going to simplify this numerical, from the given electric field intensity, the phase angle is, because we know very well at the beginning only the in terms of the voltage the amplitude is given along with the sine and the cosine equation, but later on the rest of the part is related to the attenuation phase constant, or you can say indirectly, that is the time as well as the phase angle. So similarly, you need to know all these things. So in the apart from the given electrical intensity, the phase angle is in bracket 10 to the power meters because the bracket close, in which negative sign is represented. It shows that the wave propagating on the plus is at a direction. So see here, plus or minus, because we know very well omega t plus or minus beta z. The standard, if you compare our equation with the standard equation, you will came to know that the plus or minus will be the further part, omega t minus plus or minus beta z, and this plus or minus that in the opposite, that is nothing but the AZ direction. So that's why we can identify easily that is the direction will be the plus of AZ. Similarly, in the B part, from the standard equation, if we are going to compare our equation, that is E is equal to E0 cos omega t. So here you can compare with the standard equation, you will be able to find that omega t. Okay, omega t. So here omega will be equal to 10 raised to the power 9. Okay, omega is nothing but the angular frequency, which will be equal to 10 raised to the power 9. Now come to our connect, that is the nothing but the wavelength. Wavelength is nothing but lambda, which is equal to 2 pi by beta. So with the help of this formula, we can again find the beta. Beta is equal to, keep the beta at one side, so you will find beta is coming this side, so you'll find beta is equal to omega. That is nothing but that is nothing trading for me. So in this application should be the easy. The lambda previous really work and now after the constant the lambda that is so five, so you will get as the frequency. Okay, so first we got the omega, second we got the beta, third we got the wavelength lambda, and we are getting as the frequency with the help of the angular frequency 10 to the power 9 divided by 2. So in this way, you will get as a frequency 159 megahertz. So again, I'm going to read the omega angular frequency with the help of by comparing the equation. With the help of beta, the wavelength can be found easily. The wavelength can be found easily. Okay. all the parameters starting from the first, okay? All the parameters starting from the first, that is compared with the equation, then the omega we got, then the lambda we got, then the beta we got, then the, what we can say, the frequency with the help of the omega is equal to 2 pi by f, then last is nothing but the time period t. So t is equal to 1 by f and by such 6.28 nanosecond. And the next numerical, take this numerical, this is related to the magnetic field. If h is equal to cos in bracket 10 raised to the power 90 minus beta z bracket close ay. See here, in the first numerical, electric field was there and that was lying in the direction of your the ax. All of you pay attention. Here were in the first numerical, here was the electric field and here the direction was the ax in the previous one. Here the magnetic field and the direction is the ay. So cos of 10 raised to the power 90 minus beta z ampere per meter is the unit and the electric field is equal to 3.77 cos of 10 raised to the power 90 minus beta z ax volt per meter in the free space. Fine. First, direction of propagation of wave. Second, frequency. Third, wavelength lambda. Then the time period, that is t, and the phase constant beta, and intrinsic impedance of the medium, that is nothing but the eta. Intrinsic impedance is nothing but the eta. So how many parameters you need to calculate? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, approximately 6 parameters you need to calculate. And in this case, not only the electric field, but also the magnetic field, both equations are given, which is lying in the free space. Okay, how we can start? You just note down first of all what is given to you. So given the two equations, just note down both the equations here. This arrow indicates the direction, that's it. So here h is equal to magnetic field is equal to cos of 10 to the power 9, which is the omega t minus beta of z bracket close of ay direction. Electric field is in the ax direction. Electric field is in the ax direction. Okay. So what is the numerical here? Again, I will tell you soon. So if the h is equal to cos 10 to the power 90 minus beta z bracket close of ay ampere per meter, magnetic field unit is there. Electric field equation is given again, which is in the free space. Both are in the free space. You need to calculate the direction of propagation of wave. Second, you need to calculate frequency. Third is the wavelength, that is nothing but the lambda. Then the time period t. Then the next is nothing but the phase constant beta, and the last is nothing but the intrinsic impedance eta. So these two equations are given. You can compare these two equations. You will be able to find this is nothing but the omega 10 to the power 9. Okay, and this is also given the amplitude, that is nothing but E0, whereas H0 is nothing, 1 you can say. So how we can start here? Yes. So what you need to note on, all of you note on, apart from the given equation, of the electric field intensity and the magnetic field intensity, that is the phase angle. What is the phase angle in bracket 10 to the power 90 minus beta z, in which the negative sign is present, obviously. So the direction will be plus of phasor direction. That you need to note on always, because the question is arises, what is the direction? Okay. So here the negative you are getting there. So direction is nothing but in the A Z direction. Next is the B part, that is we are comparing our equation with the standard equation, that is E is equal to E0 cos of in bracket omega t minus beta z. So from the equation, okay, you can find easily this amplitude, that is nothing but the E0 or EX0. Why I am mentioning here the X? Just because of the AX direction for the electric field. So that's why EX0 is mentioned. Even though you are writing directly E0, doesn't matter. Okay. So what is my omega t? So that is nothing but your the 10 to the power 90, t will be cancelled out. So omega will be 10 to the power 9. So how you can find the frequency? Omega is equal to 2 pi f is equal to omega divided by 2 pi. So 10 to the power 9 divided by 2 pi, you will get as a 159 megahertz like a previous one. Now come to the next wavelength, that is nothing but 2 pi by beta. So beta is nothing but omega by velocity, velocity of light, and this is 199 into 3 into 10 to the power 8. So same answer you are getting here, 3.33 radians per second. Just substitute in the wavelength, lambda is equal to 2 pi by 3.33, you will get 1.886 meters. 1.886 meters. The time period t is equal to 1 by f. Same answer you will get as 6.289 nanoseconds. 6.289 nanoseconds. Now next is the phase constant beta. Phase constant beta, same already we have done. Okay, so same now the intrinsic impedance of the medium, the basic formula related to the intrinsic impedance, E is equal to ratio of E by H, the ratio of E by H. And we know very well the E by H. Here especially we mention here the EXY, that just electric field is in the direction of X. Magnetic field is in the direction of Y. That's why they mention here the what you can say EXHY. Okay, now note on the equation of these two. So what is that? EX is 377 cos of 2 and so this one. So this term will be cancelled out. The entire term will be cancelled out. So what you are getting, the eta you are getting as 377 ohm. Ohm is the unit of intrinsic impedance. Intrinsic impedance unit is 377 ohm. Go for the numerical number 3. Numerical number 3. If the magnetic field intensity of a uniform plane wave in air is given by, if the magnetic field intensity of a uniform plane wave in air is given by, H is equal to 30 cos in bracket 10 raised to the power 80 minus 40 z bracket close AY ampere per meter. This is the equation. So if you compare this equation, H is equal to H0 cos of omega t plus or minus beta z, okay, ampere per meter. If electric field as well as the magnetic field along with your the frequency will then phase constant. So how we can simplify this? So what is given? The H is equal to 30 cos of 10 raised to power 80 minus 40 z back to the A part. All of you know down, that is the amplitude of magnetic field intensity is 30. How 30? Because if you compare with this standard, you will get this standard. Okay, if you get this one, H is equal to HY. Why the AY is there? Is just because of the AY. We are taking here the Y. So HY cos of omega t minus beta z. That's why we can say as amplitude H is equal to, at the place of HY, what is there? That is nothing but the 30. And the unit of magnetic field is nothing but ampere per meter. So that's why we can take directly the amplitude of H is equal to 30 ampere per meter. 30 ampere per meter. Now switch towards the next part, that is the frequency. Omega t is equal to 10 raised to power 80. So here the TT will be cancelled out and the omega will be equal to 10 raised to power 8. So omega is equal to 2 pi f. What is my frequency? Is equal to omega divided by 2 pi. What is omega? That is 10 raised to power 8. Okay. So what will happen here when you will do with the 10 raised to power 8 divided by 2 pi? 15.91. 10 raised to power 6, and this 10 raised to power 6 is nothing but megahertz. So 15.91 megahertz. Okay, go for the next phase constant, that is denoted by beta. So if you compare this phase constant with your standard equation, okay, so you will get as this observe here, omega t minus beta z. Omega t minus beta z. Omega is 10 raised to power 8. What is beta? Beta is nothing but again the 40. So here you can write directly by comparing with the standard equation, the phase constant of beta from the magnetic field is given by beta is equal to 40. Okay, the wavelength lambda is equal to 2 pi by beta, substitute value of 2 pi 40, lambda will be 0.159 meter, 0.157 meter. Okay, so like this, wavelength also you will get. Next is nothing but the amplitude of electric field intensity. So amplitude you can find easily, that is E is equal to EX or E0, whatever is the equation. So from the equation, the intrinsic impedance is the frequency you can calculate with the help of the magnetic as well as the electric field, because the intrinsic impedance is the ratio of electric as well as the magnetic field. So here the eta will be equals to EXHY. Same, the electric field in the X direction, the magnetic field in the Y direction. So if you are going to write that equation, so the something will be cancelled out, and you can observe here the two equations. So what will happen here? Here is a 30. What is in the electric field? Is there anything is mentioned? No. So 30 will be there and these two terms will be cancelled out. What is again further? Anything is there? No. So that will be equal to your 125. Okay, you can substitute the both of things. Okay, because the magnitude of XY is a 30 and the electric field, how you are getting the intrinsic impedance is given by standard intrinsic impedance is nothing but 125 or 377. 125 or 377. Okay, how we can find? 120 pi. Already we have done in the electromagnetic field theory. Last time we know very well the after derived work we can get the standard formula or the constant value of the intrinsic impedance 125 or 377. So what we are doing exactly here, the unknown parameter is nothing but my EX. So what is my eta? Eta is nothing but 125, and what is my HY? That is nothing but again the 30, 125 into 30. Okay, if you are going to multiply these two, so you will get as 11.30 10 raised to power 3 volt per meter. 11.30 10 raised to power 3 volt per meter. So likewise, go for the next numerical number 5. Numerical number 5. So what is that numerical number 5? For the non-magnetic material, epsilon r is equal to 3.2, and the conductivity, that is the sigma is equal to 10 raised to power minus 5 mho per meter. Okay, fine. What are the parameter you need to calculate? Loss tangent, attenuation constant, phase constant, and last parameter is the intrinsic impedance along with the frequency. At a particular frequency, that is nothing but 10 megahertz. So here, non-magnetic material is given, and epsilon r is 3.2. Conductance or conductivity is nothing but 10 raised to power minus 5. And you need to find out the 4 parameter: loss tangent, attenuation constant, phase constant, intrinsic impedance. Loss tangent, that is nothing but the tan theta, whereas attenuation constant, that is nothing but the alpha, phase constant, that is nothing but the beta, intrinsic impedance, that is nothing but the eta, and at which particular frequency, that is the 3 megahertz. So how we can start here? We can start for the non-magnetic material. All of you note on here, for the non-magnetic material, the permeability is mu r is equal to 1, whereas we can compare with the standard, that is nothing but mu is equal to mu 0 mu r. Mu is equal to mu 0 mu r. So mu r is nothing but the 1, automatically mu is equal to mu 0. Mu is equal to mu 0. If mu 0 is there, then the 4.2 10 raised to power minus 7. 4.2 10 raised to power minus 7 will be the value. The first parameter what you need to calculate, that is nothing but the loss tangent, and this tan theta is equal to conductivity divided by omega epsilon. Conductivity divided by omega epsilon. This is the formula. Okay, this is the formula. Tan theta is equal to conductivity divided by omega epsilon. So substitute the value 10 raised to power minus 5 divided by omega is 2 pi s. That is a 2 pi into 3 into 10 power 6. Epsilon is nothing but the epsilon 0, epsilon r. So what is epsilon 0? That is 8.854 10 raised to power minus 12. What is epsilon r? You can substitute the value of 3.2 also. You can continue that 3.2. So now get this one, whether you are getting this answer or not, that is a 0.059. The B part is nothing but attenuation. So loss tangent is nothing but 0.059. B part is attenuation constant in terms of the loss tangent. Okay, because we have many formulas related to the attenuation constant and the phase constant, but especially you need to refer for which particular thing you need to get that attenuation constant. Okay, so here I clearly mentioned we are interested to calculate the attenuation constant for the term loss tangent. So alpha is equal to omega root of 0.5. This is a derived expression. Okay, how we got this 0.5? So this alpha is equal to omega root of 0.5 into mu epsilon sin theta minus 1. Mu epsilon sin theta minus 1. So what I got loss tangent tan theta is equal to 0.059. So theta you can find as a tan inverse of 0.059. So you will get the angle will be 3.37. So here the sec theta minus 1 is equals to sec of theta is nothing but 3.372, and bracket close of minus 1, you will get 0.00173 alpha. Finally, after substituting, what is my omega is nothing but 2 pi f. Substitute the value of alpha for 2 pi f, that is a 3 into 10 to the power 6 root of 0.5 into what is the value of the mu? The value of mu is nothing but what was there? That was nothing but mu is equal to mu 0 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7, whereas next is nothing but epsilon. Epsilon is nothing but epsilon 0 epsilon r. So 3.2 into 8.85 for 10 to the power minus 12. What is remain? Sec theta minus 1, that is nothing but you are the 0.00173. All these things value are in root. We remember one by one, first of all, at the beginning, one by one calculate, then substitute each value. Okay, alpha is equal to omega root of, substitute the value of omega 2 pi f here, then root of so and so, you will get alpha, that is 0.0033 Newton per meter. 0.0033 Newton per meter. So C part, that is nothing but the phase constant, beta is equal to omega root of 0.5 into mu epsilon in bracket sec theta plus of 1. So see here the difference between the alpha and the beta for the loss tangent. The minus is in the alpha and the plus is in the beta. So see here sec theta plus of 1, whereas the sec theta minus of 1 is in the attenuation constant. So again substitute the value of omega 2 pi f, the value of all, then the mu, then the epsilon, then the theta also substitute, you will get the final answer. Beta phase constant is equal to 0.1125 radian per meter. 0.1125 radian per meter. Next is nothing but the intrinsic impedance eta for the loss tangent. There will be the different formula. So how you can get that one? You can get that one. Eta is equal to root of j omega omega mu. Okay, j omega mu. So later on divided by conductivity plus j omega epsilon. So substitute the value of omega, substitute the value of mu, substitute the value of epsilon in the root, all the terms. So j of 2 pi. 2 pi f is there, so 3 into 10 is for same thing. Then the mu value, that is the 4.10 to 10 minus 7, divided by again the omega value, then the epsilon value. So if you are going to substitute and removing later on, what you need to do, these are in the imaginary, you need to convert. Okay, that is nothing but the rectangular to polar you need to convert. Same must be there, must come in the numerator as well as the denominator. Already we have done many numerical in the network analysis as well as the EFT. So here the numerator and denominator both are in the polar form. So Z1 divided by Z2 angle of theta 1 minus theta 2. So here 23.6 divided by 0.000178 angle of 90 minus 86. So you will get as, after removing this root, 364 angle of 2 degree ohm. Intrinsic impedance you got as a 364 angle of 2 degree ohm. Just note down this numerical number 6. In the numerical number 6, all numerical are different than each other. They are not similar also. Okay. So all of you pay attention and we just continue this numerical. A uniform plane wave of 50 hertz propagating through the copper conductor having conductivity is equal to 6.8 10 to the power 7 mho per meter. Epsilon r is equal to 1, mu r is equal to 1. So see here the frequency is given 50 hertz, the conductivity is given, okay, epsilon r is given, mu r is given. You need to find out the attenuation constant alpha, phase constant beta, propagation constant gamma, intrinsic impedance eta, wavelength that is lambda, and the phase velocity v. So see here how many parameters we are calculating. That is nothing but the 6-7 parameters we are calculating. Okay. So here additional thing is given, that is nothing but the conductivity. So if plane wave is there, conductivity is given, U0 mu r is there, how you can calculate rest of the things. One more parameter is the depth of penetration. Depth of penetration you need to calculate here. So how we can start here? For the good conductor, there is a condition. Last time also we have simplified on this one. Again, I am repeating. So that is a loss tangent tan theta is equal to conductivity divided by omega epsilon. So for the good conductor, this is the condition we need to apply for analyzing, for measuring, for finding whether our conductor is a good or bad. So conductivity divided by omega epsilon is greater than 1. So that time you can say so good conductor. So here substitute, therefore the conductivity divided by omega epsilon, substitute the value of conductivity 6.8 10 to the power 7 omega is nothing but 2 pi f, which is nothing but 2 pi into 50. Epsilon is nothing but epsilon 0. Epsilon r, that is nothing but 1 into 8.854 10 to the power minus 12. 1 is given there. So therefore, conductivity divided by omega epsilon is greater 1, which is the good conductor. Okay. So obviously, we are finding greater than 1. Go for the A part, attenuation constant alpha. How we can calculate the alpha if the conductivity is given? Alpha is equal to root of omega mu conductivity divided by 2. Here there is no as such what you can say loss tangent condition is there. Directly they are asking about the attenuation constant. Okay. So and the parameter is given the conductivity. So we remember the formula will be changed. It's totally depend upon focusing on which thing. So here the conductivity or the sigma we are interested. So alpha will be related to that conductivity. So root of mu omega mu conductivity divided by 2. So 2 pi into 50 into 40 into 10 to the power minus 7, 1 into 6.8 into 10 to the 7 divided by 2. Alpha will be 115.8. Okay, that is nothing but your the per meter. So in this way, the phase constant is nothing but the beta, and that phase constant beta is nothing but the formula is here. Both are similar. That is omega mu conductivity divided by 2. Omega mu conductivity divided by 2. So that is nothing but again 115.854 radians per meter. 115.85 radians per meter. So propagation constant gamma is equal to alpha plus or minus j beta. Alpha plus or minus j beta. Here we are considering here. So plus of thing 115.85 j of 115.85 per meter. Propagation constant. Okay. So intrinsic impedance theta is equal to related to the conductivity root of j omega mu divided by conductivity. Again the 2 pi f. So 2 pi into 50 into mu is nothing but the mu 0, that is a 4 pi 10 to the power minus 7, conductivity 6.8 into 10 to the power 7. So in this case, we are going to simplify. Again, what you need to do, that is a polar to rectangular, rectangular to polar, then you can multiply here z1 into z2 angle of theta 1 plus theta 2. In the previous case, z1 divided by z2 angle of theta 1 minus theta 2. But the vice versa case is here. Then at the final, whatever you are having in the polar, just convert into the rectangular, so you will get as 17.03 plus of j of 17.03 ohm. So last is nothing but the wavelength. Lambda is the 2 pi by beta. 2 pi divided by beta value just mentioned, you will get 0.054 meter. Velocity, that is Vp. Okay, now velocity of propagation, omega by beta, that will be equivalent to your the lambda. What is my lambda? That is the 0. Vp is omega by beta, that is the lambda f. So here 0.054 and this 50 is there. Okay, so alternate. These are the two formula values you can find easily. That is omega divided by beta, or you can say lambda into f. In this way, either by using this formula or using this formula, you can find the propagation of velocity. Okay, so here instead of going this formula, alternate formula is nothing but lambda f.